Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire Ashtaprayesh Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Nishtiki. So today we are starting new chapter of Canto 3, chapter number 8, Manifestation of Brahma from Garbhodakshai Vishnu, text number 1. So in the last chapter, Vidurji had asked Matrimony plenty of questions, many questions. So now Matrimony is going to start replying. Text 1. Maitreya Uvacha Satsevaniyo Bhatpurvansho Yallokapalo Bhagavad Pradhana Babhuvi Theha Jit Kirti Malam Pade Pade Nutanayasya Bhikshanam. The great sage Maitreya Muni said to Vidura, the royal dynasty of King Puru is worthy to serve the pure devotees. Because all the descendants of that family are devoted to the personality of Godhead. You are also born in that family, and it is wonderful that because of your attempt, the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are becoming newer and newer at every moment. So he is thanking Vidura for asking these questions because it's always, desire of a devotee to speak of the Lord. And because of his desire and because of his qualifications or surrender, here surrender is a qualification, new and new realizations come in the heart of a devotee. Lord Krishna is unlimited. Lord Krishna's pastimes are unlimited. Lord Krishna's glories are unlimited. His qualities are unlimited. And at the same time, they are increasing at every moment. It's unlimited becoming more and more unlimited. I don't know how to quantify that. So there is no limit to his pastimes, to his qualities, to his glories, to his beauty. No limit. And that limit is always further and further increasing. So nobody can fathom all of qualities. There's nothing like all. Even Krishna himself doesn't know all of his qualities. Because the moment he knows, then they increase. And how can a person, a jiva, can know him fully? And his quality is always increasing. So the devotees, they are just thankful, they're grateful that because of the mercy of Krishna, and actually devotees are thanking other devotees who are asking the question, that they'll get more mercy of Krishna and they'll get to know more about Krishna. And that getting to know more about Krishna is also by his mercy. But now they have the opportunity to know more, to talk more, to relish more the qualities, glories, pastimes, beauty of Krishna. It's a different platform altogether. We can't even imagine. It's not like just saying, "Oh, God is great." Like in Islam, they say, "Allahu Akbar." Allahu Akbar, which is good. God is great. How great? What are his qualities that make him great? What is his beauty that makes him great? What are his pastimes that make him great? That not too many people know. Few, very few know. So, saying Allahu Akbar is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It is great. But a devotee wants to know more and more and more and more about God. And know more and more means then he wants to speak more and more about him because he wants to share with everybody. And this is exactly what Srila Prabhupada did. He just shared. He shared Krishna with everybody. And those who took him seriously, those who held on to his association, they made progress, further and further progress. And knowing more and more about Krishna means getting whatever, maybe 0.00001% closer to Krishna than we were before. Just going that much closer to Krishna, one gets amazed by his qualities, by his beauty, by his mercy, by his pastimes. That is Krishna. That is God. It's the whole thing is very amazing. The whole process is amazing. Purport. The great sage Maitreya thanked Vidura and praised him by reference to his family glories. The Puru dynasty was full of devotees of the personality of Godhead and was therefore glorious because they were not attached to the impersonal Brahman or to the localized Paramatma, but were directly attached to Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. They were worthy to render service to the Lord and his pure devotees. Because Vidura was one of the descendants of that family, naturally he engaged in spreading wide the ever new glories of the Lord. Maitreya felt happy to have such glorious company as Vidura. He considered the company of Vidura most desirable because such association can accelerate one's dormant propensities for devotional service. He considered the company of Vidura most desirable. That's the beauty of relationship between devotees. Maitreya Muni is not saying, "Oh, Vidura, you are asking me questions, so you are on a lower platform than I am, and whatever I should exploit you." That's not the relationship between Vidura and Maitreya here. Vidura is asking question, and Maitreya Muni is thanking him for giving him a chance to speak about Krishna, because this association of Vidura can accelerate Maitreya Muni's dormant propensities for devotional service. This is his viewpoint. Just like, this is obviously humility of Maitreya Muni. Just like Prabhupada. Prabhupada would thank his disciples. And just imagine who were his disciples. Prabhupada, Mahabhagavat, pure devotee of the Lord. And he is coming to America. And in the beginning in Bowery, which is like area of drug addicts and people living on the street and doing all sorts of nonsense activities. And they are the ones who joined Prabhupada in the beginning. And then later on, many others joined, but most of them were hippies who joined him. And Prabhupada used to thank them. And he used to say that my Guru Maharaj has sent you to help me carry out my Guru Maharaj's mission. So he would thank them. But he said, Prabhupada, this is my service to train you, to teach you. So I'm just doing my service. So he would consider his disciples who spiritually had no qualification, according to looking at it materially. And he would thank them. That is humility. And that's actually thanking Krishna for the service, for the association, for the whole situation. We generally like to complain about our situations. Oh, because of such and such person, I cannot make progress. That's not right. There is only one person who can stop us from making progress. There's only one. There's not two people, just one. And that is ourselves. If we look at the situation, if we are thankful for the situation, this is progress. If we are grateful to that person, even for somebody making life difficult, somebody making the situation very, very troublesome. From Bhagavad Gita, we have now understood everything is controlled by Krishna. Somebody can act against us, somebody can desire to act against us, but ultimately he is controlled by Krishna. He has a desire, control is by Krishna, sanction is by Krishna. So if Krishna wants us to be in some difficult situation, who can stop him from putting us in that difficult situation? And if Krishna wants to protect us from a difficult situation, who can stop him? Again, both ways. Nobody. So a devotee just thanks Krishna for everything, for every situation. And that is progress. What else the progress is? Progress is not, of course, if you chant 64 rounds, or I see new people in the group and they're chanting many rounds. I hope somebody is giving him the right association and checking. Well, just chanting alone, it is bhakti, it is devotion service. I'm not taking it away. But transformation of the heart is a real progress in devotion service. Transforming, being grateful, being thankful, being compassionate, being humble, being tolerant. These are the qualities that we have to develop. And if we are developing, thanking to the person who's making the life difficult for us. And in Krishna consciousness, like yesterday, Pramod Mohanty Prabhu was asking, Krishna is going to remove all the sins. Sarva papa pramuchyate muksha shami mashacha. He can do whatever he wants. He can not just remove all the sinful reactions, he can give plenty of reaction that we didn't even committed. For the karmas we didn't even commit. For him, the whole thing is to make us surrender. That's all. When Prahlad Maharaj was going through all the harassment by his father, was Prahlad Maharaj suffering from his karmas? No. Actually, he was not suffering at all. That the problem was that for Hiranyakashipu. Why this 5-year-old boy is not suffering? Because he had full faith in Krishna. So the situation could be anything. Suffering is because of a karma, not the situation. Suffering is our lesson that we understand from any situation. And that is karmic reaction, not the situation. So any situation, if we are just thankful, if we are holding on to Krishna's lotus feet is what? Again, yes, literally, His lotus feet are his lotus feet, but figuratively, his lotus feet are where all the devotees are there, clinging on. So if you're clinging on to lotus feet, means one way it could be that clinging on to his instructions, clinging on to his devotees association, clinging on to spiritual master. So that's all his lotus feet. Or there could be many more similes I cannot even think of. So surrender means that. Just held on, hanging on. Even in that respect, different acharyas have given different examples. Somehow I'm staying away from the real purport, but is Guru or Krishna, is he like a monkey or a cat? And there are different qualities of monkey and cat. So what happens in case of a monkey, the baby monkey, the baby monkey clings on to the chest of his mother. And the mother jumps around from one roof to another, one tree to another. And the baby monkey clings on. So he's saved. But the cat, what she does, she grabs on to the neck of her baby, and then she goes around every different place. And the baby is just very comfortably situated in the neck of, in the mouth of his mother. So is the guru like cat? He just grabs his disciple and goes from one place to another, or the disciple clings on to Guru's lotus feet, and then the Guru takes him back to the spiritual world. So different acharyas have given different, their realizations are different. Everybody is right. But from what we are understanding from Damodar Leela, this is the month of Lord Damodar, that every time Yashoda Maya was trying to bind Krishna with that rope, one end of the rope was tied to that ukal, mortar, and the other end she was trying to bind Krishna with, and every time the rope was 2 fingers too short. She got all the rope from her house, the rope that was used to tie up the cows and the calves, and she made a long rope. But when she goes around the waist of Krishna, 2 fingers too short. She could not tie him up. Gopis around her, they were laughing from all the braj. They were there to see this wonderful Leela of Krishna. And they were giggling, they were laughing. Oh, Yashoda Maya, you just leave him. He doesn't want to get tied today. And Yashoda Maya was, no, I am going to tie him up. You get the ropes from your houses. Now they were in a dilemma. They were in a very big dilemma. They cannot say no to Yashoda Maya. Yashoda Maya is the queen of Braja. But at the same time, they didn't want to say yes because they knew Krishna. He's gonna get freed sooner or later, and then he will come to our houses and create more terror than he was before. But the love was so much that okay, even if Krishna comes, it's okay. So they brought ropes from their homes and they gave it all to Yashoda Maya. And Yashoda Maya tied all the ropes from all over Braj. And we can only imagine how long that rope must be. Still, when she was trying to tie up Krishna, the rope was 2 fingers too short. So Acharyas have explained the meaning of these 2 fingers. One finger was our effort in devotional service. We are really trying to tie up Krishna in our heart, not to beat him out, not to punish him, but lovingly. So there cannot be any lack of effort in case of Yashoda Maya. But Krishna was just trying to prove a point. And the second finger represents the mercy of Krishna. Even if our effort is there, if his mercy is not there, he will not get tied up. So we have to perform our devotional service properly, having full faith. So it is like a monkey example. Or on the other hand, from Prabhupada's books, the real example that Prabhupada gave was if a person has fallen in a well and he's yelling, "Please save me, please save me," and another person from the top of the well, he drops a rope. He lowers a rope inside the well and asking the person who's fallen down, "You please hang on to the rope, grab that rope, and I'll pull you up." So that's a spiritual master or Krishna. So we have to do our bit. We have to do our effort, put in our good effort by hanging on to the rope. And Krishna, our spiritual master, they'll lift us up. Prabhupada being so merciful. No, that's another quality of spiritual master. He not only waits for us to hang on to the rope, he comes down on the rope, goes under us, lifts us up, and then takes us out. That's another beauty of spiritual master. So anyway, many examples of similarities are shown, but it's different realizations of everybody. It's not like one size fits all. That's it. No. This is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma, Vedic literature. It gives options to everybody depending upon everybody's consciousness, level of understanding, level of advancement. So different understandings can be there, and everybody is right. Everybody is quite right. Correct? So Maitreya Muni here, he's thanking Vidura. This is, again, his humility, and Vidurji is asking question. That's his humility. And we are getting to hear more and more about Krishna and Krishna's pastimes. That is the beauty of the whole conversation. Text 2. Soham nrinam kshul sukhaya dukkham mahadgatanam viramaya tasya pravartaye bhagavatam puranam yada sakshat bhagwan rishibhya. Let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavat Puran, which was directly spoken to the great sages, the personality of Godhead, for the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries for the sake of very little pleasure. For the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries for the sake of very little pleasure. This is for people like us who are struggling in the material world. The sage Maitreya proposed to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam because it was especially compiled and traditionally comes down in the disciplic succession for the solution of all the problems of human society. Only one who is fortunate can have the opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of pure devotees of the Lord. Under the spell of material energy, the living entities are entrapped in the bondage of many difficulties, simply for the sake of a little bit of material happiness. Little bit of material happiness. Actually, whatever, even that tiny happiness that we got in the material world, that keeps us bound in the material world. If there was no happiness, then we won't even do anything in the material world. We do get very, very, very tiny happiness. Spiritual activities, there's unlimited happiness, but because we have no perception of that, and we don't want to give up whatever material we are achieving. So the people don't want to take up spiritual life seriously. They engage in fruitive activities, not knowing the implications, under the false impression that the body is the self. The living entities foolishly relate to so many material false attachments. They think that they can engage with materialistic paraphernalia forever. This gross misconception of life is so strong that a person suffers continually, life after life, under the external energy of the Lord. If one comes in contact with the book Bhagavatam as well as with the devotee Bhagavat who knows that what the Bhagavatam is, then such a fortunate man, gets out of the material entanglement. Therefore, Srimad Muni, out of compassion for the suffering men in the world, proposes to speak on the Srimad Bhagavatam first and last. So, first verse, it was like he was thankful that I'll get to speak on Krishna's pastimes and it will be good for my benefit. But the second shloka, he's saying everybody who's suffering in the material world, they will also get benefited. So this is the beauty of Bhagavatam, of speaking, of hearing, of narrating. It's making people aware of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's what the beauty is. So anyway, we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mata.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
again a question. I don't think whether this. I think whether this, I'm confused whether it's the right time or no. Prabhuji, here Maitreya Muniji is saying, let me speak on Bhagavad Purana, and in parallel, Shukdev Goswami is also speaking. So this conversation, has it happened a little later after that, or in fact, because Bhagavad Purana was spoken by the Lord, so these are going in parallel? Sorry, in fact, I know that's out of context and not the right time.
See, what is Bhagavad Purana? It is now published as these 18,000 verses. What is Bhagavad? Brahmaji heard only 4 verses from Krishna, and he expanded on that. And then he told Narad Muni to expand on whatever he's hearing. Expanded means based on their realizations. So that all became part of Bhagavad Purana. So it's not like these 18,000 verses only is Bhagavad Purana. Bhagavad Purana means what the qualities, glories, activities, beauty of Krishna or Krishna's expansions. That's all part of Bhagavad Purana. Now, 5,000 years ago, Vedyasi compiled it in a book form for Kali Yuga. In same Bhagavad Purana, which is prevalent in the heavenly planets, has 100,000 verses. So again, Bhagavatam is glories of Krishna. You want to understand it this way. And again, those are unlimited. It's just we only get to know 18,000 limited verses. Even that is unlimited for us. So to say this particular book was being narrated by Maitreya to Viduraji and put it in a time frame, that's impossible to do. It just, when Parikshit Maharaj asked a question to Shukdev Goswami, he said, same questions were asked by Vidura to Maitreya. So he is referring to this conversation. Is that okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Did I confuse you more?
No, Prabhuji. You've set the context right. Okay. Thank you so much. And I think the truth is being spoken now very brutally and ruthlessly. So under how we are entrapped in material energy and all. Previous paragraph and previous paragraph as well.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. You've explained it so nicely.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, so I guess we can stop here. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hari
Jai Shri.